Oh, we are prepping for the boat race. Oh, back again. We're back at EFI Specialties. We're back with Mac, doing our things. Stay tuned. We're going to tell you what's happening. Mac, what are we back for?
Trying to make it hook. Probably got to move up just a little bit. My line, I was almost good this time. See, I'm going to get better with it as we go.
You're close.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're testing some Kelltrac coilovers.
Long track, 9 inches of travel.
9 inches of travel, the long travel ones.
That's
a lot. That's a lot.
That's like 3 times
so
what
we're
we are on.
We're gonna put those on. Probably not going to hit Summer Duck on Thursday, but I will hit Cecil Saturday morning.
All right, on camera I need to state this because I know what you're gonna do.
Chicken
I'm gonna try and potentially go to Cecil.
Chicken foot it.
No. I want you to pull the cowl out. We've talked about this. That's one thing he didn't do. The cowl is gonna make it breathe. I want you to not do a full quarter-mile rip. I want you to do 3 passes essentially is what you're gonna get if it hooks. First one, we're gonna do first gear. If it hooks and books, let off at the 8th, let's see where we're at. Second one, you're gonna do second gear to see if it's faster than the 60 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on which one's faster and how it's going, third one will be your all the way through pass because we already know you go over 150 even spinning.
Right.
So if we're gonna get booted, at least get 2 passes of data, and the third pass make it the Hail Mary, but do no time, and they might give you a little leniency, because if someone doesn't see the
big
might
numbers,
be able to get 2 out of it.
The,
if you
the
get
big numbers.
Yeah, let's say it does run 8s, and you get 2 8s. You've already met the end goal for whatever this thing was gonna be. I promised you 9s with the stock block. We got it. I told you we'll get 8s with the D1X. We're gonna get it.
We're there. We're there. We're there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these Kelltracs on. So test them out. So hopefully a lot of big cars use these Kelltracs. So we should be able to hook.
Smurf gave me his settings off his car. Smurf's got a very fast Hellcat. And,
so Smurf Cat, I don't think he has a YouTube. He does have Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah. Look up Smurf Cat. He's a good dude. Got a fast Hellcat.
We're not going to share his settings right now. We're not sharing what he...
We're not sharing settings. We're just sharing that we're putting the Kelltracs on. The long travel front coil-over Kelltracs.
Yes.
And then we may even go with the rear ones.
We're going to set...
We'll see.
We're going to set the ride height. I'm going to take measurements before I lift the car. It looks like right now... It might sit a little goofy because I might raise the front like 1 inch over where it's at right now, but I'm going to measure the actual car and see where things are sitting, and I'm going to try to level up the front.
It'll look a little more flat.
Yeah, I mean, you got bigger rear tires on it, so you're going to have more front wheel gap after this. But
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I don't care about
the whole goal is to do this.
I care about the track, Mac.
The whole goal is to do it's going to lift higher than you've ever felt, I think, even on a wheelie. Because a wheelie, you got to remember, you ran out of suspension and it pulls the wheels.
Right.
If you wheelie on these, it's going to be
up
high.
there.
So don't just let out if you feel it. Do this because, you know.
He's talking about Don chicken footing it.
Yes. If it hooks, let it book. But remember,
because I think,
8th mile.
I really think if I didn't chicken foot that second run, I think it hooked. I think it hooked more than me.
That's why I told you to launch in seconds. So
I did launch. I'm pretty sure I launched in second.
So you did, because I was counting gears. So when you left out, it sounded like it hit and you let off, and then you got into it and kind of like part throttled it.
Because I'm used to on the. So I did do a couple on the street, and I'm just used to it to like spinning immediately off the street. Dawn's got to get some seat time. When Dawn gets some seat time, I think we'll be okay.
Hopefully.
we will be okay when Dawn gets some seat time.
And I will say this on camera. I predicted before the end of the year 878 for the setup with no nitrous, and the nitrous has a line to it, but no,
it's not hooked up.
It's not hooked up.
Matter of fact, there's not even a hole in the charge pipe, so the nitrous is not hooked up.
And we'll show that at his track days. If you run an 8, you gotta right after your pass, get out, pop the hood, and show the bottle ain't in there, show something, because someone's gonna say
it's prepared for nitrous. Yeah. It's just not there.
It ain't even wired into the Holley yet, and we still got the same exact 6-rib belt.
6-rib
that I put on when we did the engine.
Yep.
I set the stuff, and that's one thing we should go over with this video before we jump into the meat and potatoes of this. Because let me shut the door real quick.
So what we're gonna do? Let's get the car in the lift. Let's get the Kelltracs on. I need to.
We better go over this because
we're gonna go over it.
People keep hitting me up.
We're gonna go over the build again. I've done this 5 times already, but for Mac's edification, we'll do it again.
We're not going over the build. We're going over something different. I'll just say it now. We're going over the fact that people think that one part is going to be the savior in their build. Like if their D1X isn't doing what yours
you might
does,
as well just do it now.
Yes. They think that one part is going to save them. Oh, I need your cam because my D1X doesn't make 1100. Look, guys and gals, maybe. You got to remember, this is over 50 horsepower alone, okay? The proper coupler, this. I made a part for this.
It's the full package.
This is set a certain way to make the belt work. This is efficient as F. There's less pressure drop in air to water even without ice. So there's a reason all this is done. There's the cam, there's the long tubes, there's the dumps, there's just everything. The combination is the combination. This is my brainchild, the way this is. Like he already had the air to water. And I was like, we can make this better, like with everything else working, you know, maximize the thing. And this still could be better. Like we could get rid of some of these sharp bends and make this smoother. And there's a lot of other little things we could do to make this even better, but it's the combination. So don't hit me up like, yes, I have a good cam for it. If you want to ProCharge it, it will work great. But do not hit me up expecting to buy a cam and it's going to fix all your inefficiencies, because that's not how it works.
It's the entire package.
It's the entire thing. This is the other thing. If he has this out, I guarantee you this thing's going to make 40 more horsepower at the track. It's not full power yet. We're probably going to pull the hood off at some point for testing versus cutting a hole in it, because you don't have another hood right now. So, you know, once everything can break, his car is probably going to trap 160 and run 8s. Like, I don't think y'all understand. So yeah, don't think that one thing, a velocity stack, ain't going to save you. Getting another cam that's a boost cam doesn't mean it's like mine. Like and I'm not even trying to sell you my cam. I'm literally telling you it won't save you if everything isn't right. So
everything works together.
Yes, and the reason his belt's working is because I'm intelligent enough to set it up and I know how a tensioner works. And his tensioner's good. So there's just so many other things, people. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to mimic something like this. This is a max effort. Everything is working in full efficiency, perfectly, just harmony. You know, everything, it's all working. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to say. It ain't about going over the build. It's about just realizing, like, Dave isn't going to save your build, okay? Dave isn't going to save it if it isn't good. Like, the tuner isn't going to save it. It's all about the combo. That's what I've been trying to preach for years. Like, Dave is a great tuner. There is no doubt about that.
Right.
But there are other great tuners who could make the same power Dave makes. It might not drive as good, but they can make the same overall power because the combo's there. Right. But they might even push it and make more and make it unsafe. You know what I mean? You never know. But the point is, like, Tuning dials the combo. Dave will even tell you that. There's no sauce. He just tunes properly. Any tuner that tells you there's sauce, they're lying. It's the combo. That's it. That's all I have to say, kid. You get hit up like me.
All of that to say we're going to put the Kelltracs on and I'm going to Cecil on Saturday.
Yeah, and you're going to run another PB.
And we'll probably run another PB.
Probably not. You will.
All right, we'll be back and start this install. All right, we're going to kind of show you the travel before the Kelltracs, because right now we got the 9010s on there. So here's the wheel gap. It's going to be significantly more once we put the Kelltracs on. So we'll be back once we get the Kelltracs on. All right, so we ran into a small snafu. So for those of you that have been around, when we did the 9010s, we had to swap out the bushings because the 9010s are designed for the older model cars, which have a smaller bushing, where the newer models, what, 15 and newer, 14 and newer, I think?
That's a big difference. It's like 7/8.
No, I'm saying year. I think it's 14.
13 or 14 and
Yeah, 13 or 14, somewhere around there. The bushings are much, much wider. So now we're gonna go get something to eat and figure out how to make this work. So we'll be back. So we've gone from that. Shine the light in there.
Please.
Please.
Manners, Don.
To that.
I mean, this is pretty damn long, actually.
It is. It is long.
I mean, I just had to use the trans jack to push this up, and I never have to do that with the stock stuff. And Don's gonna need some brakes soon. People that are watching, don't get drilled. This is what happens with drilled.
They crack.
He's fine for right now, but
Gonna need some rotors
he's
here
gonna need
soon.
some. Yep. But hell yeah, these things look good. Now what I got to do is I'm going to well, I might leave them where they're at and see where they sit. Yeah, I'll loosen this all the way up and then bring the slack of the spring up so that they're even on both sides that way. And then we'll put the wheel on, set it down, see where she's at on the arch. And like I said, the goal is to get it a little higher than it was, maybe like an inch higher.
All right.
So kind of level it up, if not
So it'll
slightly
transfer weight better.
Yeah, if not just slightly, just a hair higher in the front, because it's also going to settle. The springs.
Right. Springs
So
will settle.
we make it a little higher after some miles, at a few hundred miles.
It'll calm down.
Yeah, so I want it higher so that we don't have to adjust it multiple times.
Right.
So
All right. So we'll be back once we get the wheels on, because these are easy. One bolt down there, 3 bolts up here, and the
I mean, it's
the
really
arm.
Close. Yeah, I'm gonna torque this bolt, and it's almost. Yeah,
It's easy to take them out.
yeah, super easy.
So
And
we'll
we
be
got
back
the
once we
snafu fix. We got the spacers made.
we got the spacers made. So once we'll be back. So even before we lower it down, you can see before my hand how it was much closer than it was before. So I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's coming out. So there, you can see the difference.
That is wild.
Significant difference. We'll see what the ride height looks like when we lower it down. We get the other one on and the other tire on. We'll lower it down, check the ride height, make sure that's good. If not, Mac will adjust it.
Sheesh.
And we'll go from there.
And well, I'll give people like right now it's set at 6 1/4, and I'll explain what I'm doing. So in case anyone does buy these and they want the ride height, an idea of where it is based off his, I'll give the measurements. I'm not that much of a dick, so.
Yeah, we'll give you the measurements.
We'll help you out a little bit.
Once we know what the measurements are, we'll give you the measurements to measure the ride height, so you can get the same ride height.
You hit them with the measurements.
All right, so we made a few other minor adjustments. That's why we didn't give you the numbers the first time. So now it's just over 4 fingers. Before it was like 8 fingers. So we lowered it quite a bit. So
Lift it all the way down, hit the thing.
the measurement is 5.5, right?
Yeah, 5.5 from the top of the little the bracket on the thing to the bottom of the spring.
So top of the L bracket to the bottom of the spring, 5.5 inches. That's what we did. Now your car may be different. Now I'm gonna go take it for a drive and we're gonna relook at it and make sure it's still good. But I think we're good.
It's probably gonna settle down just a little bit when you drive it.
Right.
So that's what we want to see. Well, that's what I want. I mean, if we measure out the bottom of the car, it's probably pretty close. My buddy who runs these shocks said we want the front a little bit higher, if anything.
You know what? I think I'm gonna get the rear ones too, so we can lift the rear.
I can put it. Well, the rear doesn't have a coilover, I don't think.
It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. I'll get the Kelltrac rears too, and then we can adjust it right.
Yeah, but that's a whole lot of pit time because you have to adjust depending on track conditions. What
that's
do you
true.
want to hire me full time, Don?
I can't. All right, so we're gonna go take it for a ride. We'll look at it again, and then we'll finish this up. All right, so obviously it's a couple days later. It's not the same day because change of clothes. Excuse me, change of clothes and the whole 9 yards, and I'm at the house. So what I'm going to do is show you the wheel gap now after it's settled down a little bit. And this is Thursday, so we are going to Cecil on Saturday to test this stuff out. Hopefully it helps us hook, and if we hook, we're probably going to get those 8s. Bean, say hi to the camera, buddy. Bean, Bean. Hey, 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 what are you doing? Brr. All right, so let's check out this wheel gap. We are literally at 4 fingers, give or take. My pinky's hitting just right at the top. Maybe 3 and a little. 3.5 pinky. So after settling in, driving around a little bit, not a lot. Back from Mac, I drove it a little bit today, a little bit yesterday, just to get them to settle in. I think they're settled in and the gap looks good. So we're gonna test them out. So the next video is gonna be more racing, and hopefully we'll see if we'll get that 8 on Saturday. So stay tuned, folks. This is gonna do it for this one. Stay tuned for the next one.